Most people believe millionaires are born lucky, that maybe they just inherited wealth or stumbled into the right opportunity at the right time. But here's the truth. Most millionaires are not born into wealth. They think their way into it. The difference between someone who stays stuck in the middle class and someone who builds lasting wealth isn't just money, it's mindset. Two people can earn the same salary, live in the same city, and even have the same education, but one struggles to stay ahead while the other multiplies their wealth. So what's the real secret? It comes down to how they think about money, success, and life. In this video, we're breaking down 15 key differences between the millionaire mindset and the middle class mindset. Stick with me to the end, because even making one small shift in how you think about money can change your entire financial future. And while you're here, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps more people discover these ideas. And of course, subscribe if you want more videos about building wealth and financial freedom. 1. Money as spending power versus money as a tool. For the middle class, money often represents spending power. When the paycheck arrives, the first thought is, what can I buy? Which bills do I need to cover? Millionaires see money differently. They treat it as a tool. They ask, how can I make this money work for me? Think about it this way. If you get $1,000 and spend it on a phone, the money is gone. But if you invest that same amount into a simple index fund or use it to start a small online store, that money begins to multiply. Over time, that one decision can create thousands more. Millionaires understand money has a job, and its job isn't just to disappear, it's to grow. 2. Working for money versus making money work for you. The middle class mindset is built around trading time for money, a job, some overtime, maybe even a side hustle. But there are only 24 hours in a day, and no matter how hard you work, time is limited. Millionaires flip the script. Instead of only working for money, they set up systems like businesses, real estate, or investments that keep generating income even while they sleep. Picture this. A middle-class worker spends the whole weekend at overtime trying to make a few hundred extra dollars. A millionaire spends that same weekend setting up an online business that brings in passive income for years to come. One is trading hours, the other is building assets. That's the big difference. Millionaires make money work for them. 3. Job security versus financial freedom. For many middle-class families, job security is the ultimate goal. A steady paycheck, health benefits, and maybe a retirement plan feel safe. But here's the truth, that security is fragile. Layoffs, restructuring, or a weak economy can take it away overnight. Millionaires know that real safety comes from financial freedom, not a single paycheck. They build multiple streams of income, so even if one stream dries up, they're never stuck. Instead of asking, how can I keep this job? They ask, how can I create freedom so no job controls me? That shift changes everything. 4. Short-term thinking versus long-term vision. Middle-class thinking often revolves around the short term, covering bills, waiting for the weekend, or planning next year's vacation. Millionaires think differently. They ask, where do I want to be in 5 years? What choices today will build that future? For example, while one person might spend $30,000 on a luxury car, a millionaire might put that same money into a rental property. The car loses value the second it's driven off the lot. The property, on the other hand, can generate income for decades. Millionaires see the future clearly, and they're willing to wait for bigger rewards. 5. Saving for safety versus investing for growth. Middle-class families are taught to save, and saving is important. It keeps you from drowning in emergencies. But leaving money sitting in a savings account is like parking a car and never driving it. Inflation slowly eats it away. Millionaires treat saving as just the first step. Step 2 is always investing. They put money into assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, or even their own skills that can grow. The middle-class mindset says, I'll save for a rainy day. The millionaire mindset says, I'll invest so it never rains. That's a powerful shift. 6. Fear of risk versus calculated risk. The middle class often avoids risk completely. They see risk as danger, so they stay inside the comfort of a paycheck and a savings account. But avoiding all risk means avoiding most opportunities. Millionaires embrace risk, but they do it wisely. They take calculated risk. They study the opportunity, weigh the pros and cons, and then move forward with confidence. Yes, starting a business is risky, but so is depending on one paycheck for 40 years. Millionaires know the bigger danger is staying stuck. 7. Learning for necessity versus lifelong learning. Many middle-class people stop learning after school. They finish their degree, get a job, and stick with that knowledge for decades. Millionaires take the opposite approach. They are lifelong learners. They read books, attend events, hire coaches, and surround themselves with mentors. They see learning as fuel for growth. Take Warren Buffett. He spends hours a day reading and learning. That's not luck, it's That's a strategy. Millionaires invest in their minds as much as they invest in assets. 8. Spending on wants versus spending on assets. The middle class often spends money on things that lose value: cars, fashion, and the latest gadgets. These bring quick joy, but not lasting wealth. Millionaires focus on buying assets first. They build income streams that pay them month after month. Then, once their assets provide steady cash flow, they use that money to buy luxury. It's not that millionaires don't buy nice things. They do, but they let assets pay for luxuries instead of draining their paycheck. Now it's time for the final 7. These are game changers. Even applying just one of them can completely shift your path. But before we continue, hit that like button if you haven't already. It really helps this community grow. And if you're new here, subscribe for more content on building wealth, mindset, and financial freedom. 9. Consumer mentality versus investor mentality. The middle class thinks like consumers. They focus on buying new clothes, new gadgets, new cars. They spend their whole lives paying for things that lose value. Millionaires think like investors. They focus on owning. Instead of buying every new smartphone, they might buy stock in the company that makes it. While millions of people spend money, they're making money. The middle class fills their homes with stuff. Millionaires fill their portfolios with assets. That one shift makes all the difference. 10. Comfort zone versus growth zone. The middle class often stays in the comfort zone. Same job, same habits, same routine. It feels safe, but it also keeps them stuck. Millionaires deliberately step into the growth zone. They try new things, start businesses, invest in opportunity, and push themselves beyond what feels comfortable. Growth is uncomfortable at first, but that's where progress happens. Millionaires know everything they want lies outside the comfort zone. 11. Earning through time versus earning through leverage. The middle class mindset says, if I want more money, I need to work more hours. Millionaires think in terms of leverage. They use other people's time, skill, and resources to multiply their own. They build team and invest in systems that keep working even when they aren't. That's why a millionaire can earn money while on vacation, while the middle class worker only earns when they're at work. 12. Blaming circumstances versus taking ownership. When things go wrong, the middle class often blames circumstances. The economy is bad. The government doesn't care. My boss doesn't pay me enough. Millionaires take ownership. Even if life is unfair, they ask, what can I do? How can I take control of my future? Ownership doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means refusing to let problems decide your destiny. It puts them back in the driver's seat. 13. Scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. The middle class mindset is built on scarcity. They believe there's only so much to go around. If someone else wins, they lose. Millionaires think in terms of abundance. They believe value can be created, opportunities are everywhere, and success is not a zero-sum game. It's not about fighting for one slice of pie. It's about learning how to bake more pies. That mindset opens endless doors. 14. Spending first versus paying yourself first. The middle class gets paid, pays bills, buys what they want, and then tries to save whatever's left. Often, nothing is left. Millionaires flip the process. They pay themselves first. Before bills, before luxuries, they set aside money for investing and saving. Even if it's just 10% of their income, they treat it like a bill they must pay. Over time, that habit builds massive wealth. 15. Entertainment versus education. The middle class spends free time on entertainment television, endless scrolling, and distractions that don't build their future. Millionaires use free time differently. They read, listen to podcasts, take courses, build skills, and grow their networks. This doesn't mean they never relax, but they balance relaxation with growth. An hour a day learning adds up to hundreds of hours a year, and that compounds, just like money does. And there you have it, the 15 differences between the millionaire mindset and the middle class mindset. Here's the good news. You don't need to be born rich to think like a millionaire. You can start shifting today. Every choice you make, how you use money, how you spend time, how you handle risk, moves you closer to one mindset or the other. So the question is, which mindset will you choose? If this video inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 15 shifts are you going to start applying first? Drop your answer in the comments, and I'll be reading them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.